Good morning. We are on our way to the airport again. It's a cold January morning, although not so cold in this taxi I'm in because the driver has kept it nice and warm. And we are on our way to Terminal 3 again, but this time to catch an Air India flight. It'll be my first time on Air India since March last year. And I'd like to see how the Tatas are doing with Air India now. So let's talk about some of the changes that have already happened. One of the big changes has already been that the website has changed considerably and the check-in process was a lot easier. I even got boarding pass on my Apple Wallet. The website still has a very public sector undertaking fact. It still needs a captcha, a very, antiquated captcha for you to check in. But it is much improved. The check-in process was easier. That said, even though I'm on an A321 today, most seats on Air India, like any other airline, are paid seats. So I've taken a window at the very back of the plane. Let's see if we can change that at the airport. Also, kudos to Air India for informing me that the flight will be late by about 45 minutes. So, well, big deal. And let's get to the airport. The new Eastern Cross taxiways are almost complete and they look spectacular. I'm sure it'll be even more stunning to see big A380s and 747s going over these taxiways. I would also like to take this opportunity in this video to apologize for not making more trip report videos of late. While I did take 62 flights last year, a majority of them were on Vistara, and while that helped me achieve platinum status on Club Vistara, it remains to be seen what will happen to the frequent flyer programs of Vistara and Air India going forward, now that it has been announced that Air India and Vistara will be merged into one entity. Walking towards gate 2, which is the Digi Yatra gate. Let's see how it goes again. Should save me a huge amount of time as usual. It is rather ridiculously easy to get into the airport with Digi Yatra. I mean, makes you wonder why it wasn't there so long, and makes you wonder why other airports in the world don't have it. Particularly Mumbai, Bangalore and Hyderabad have it. Delhi, of course. And I think they should expand this to the other terminals in Delhi as well. So there's still no dedicated security queues for Digi Yatra, even though it's been designed for making a dedicated security queue at the extreme left-hand side of security at domestic. Usual now, I've got a lot of time to kill. My flight's been delayed. Air India didn't message, but my host sent the cab ridiculously early. It was not fair keeping him around. So let's see. Probably go to Starbucks and encash a free coffee that I have there. Much like most other airports in the world, Delhi Terminal 3 also has a shopping mall vibe to it. In fact, Delhi Terminal 3 is among India's most valuable retail real estate. I managed to get some work done at the Starbucks, and once I made my way to the gate, I used my Star Alliance priority to get onto the aircraft first. We were going to fly on board Victor Tango Papa Quebec, a Chennai-based A321ceo. It's a 13.5-year-old aircraft, and the reason for this aircraft being delayed today was that it came late from Dubai to Chennai, and then the Chennai to Delhi flight was delayed as well. While it has almost been a year since the Tata takeover of Air India, they have not really changed the interiors of their existing fleet of aircraft. So Air India's domestic fleet still uses these cloth upholstery seats. Legroom on my seat, 25 Foxtrot, was fairly good. The seat back only had the safety instruction card and no in-flight magazine right now. Boarding was continuing and we could see other aircraft parked on the ramp. We were departing from gate 28B, which is very, very close to the main hall of Terminal 3. So boarded Papa Quebec, 13.5-year-old A321-211. Air India is the only operator of these A321ceos in India. They don't have any A321neos, only Vistara and Indigo. Vistara has 5 and Indigo has about 50 A321neos. This is the longer version of the A320. It's scheduled to be a 2.5-hour flight to Chennai. We're yet to push back. I think they're still boarding some luggage and getting the last passengers on board. And we're good to go.
यह उड़ान हम करीब 2 घंटे 50 मिनट में तय की जाएगी। भारत सरकार के निर्देशानुसार इस उड़ान पर धूम्रपान या इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सिगरेट का उपयोग करना 11:45 minutes. Government of Indian regulations do not permit smoking or the use of e-cigarettes and the consumption of alcohol on board this aircraft. Please note that smoke detectors
While we were pushing back, I noticed Golf Yankee Mike uniform of British Airways 777 also pushing back from the international pier. This aircraft would be operating British Airways 256 back to Heathrow. We in fact overtook this aircraft and even got priority while taking off. Here is our takeoff from runway 29 at Delhi International Airport. Our route today took us due south, overflying the cities of Bhopal, Nagpur and Hyderabad before approaching Chennai from a northwesterly direction. As a result, I also got to see a great view of the Sriharikota Satish Dhawan Space Complex at Pulikat Island just north of Chennai. One area where Air India scores over the competition is in its in-flight catering. This was a snack service, which is very odd for almost 3-hour flight, but it's a pretty good snack. It was a pav bhaji, which is a vegetable curry, and some bread, as well as some chicken tikkas. Air India gives proper metal cutlet. While eating, I noticed that my neighbor had the wrong safety instruction card, that of an A319. The food was indeed quite tasty, and I listened to podcasts the rest of the way to while away the time. Delhi Chennai is a very busy sector, but also a very long sector in India. Much more than the usual 2 hours I usually fly between Delhi and Mumbai. The 15 or so A321s in Air India's fleet were part of a 43 aircraft order from Airbus. These planes came equipped with seatback screens when they were purchased, but those screens were removed within the first 2 to 3 years of service after passengers damaged them. Over here you can see Pulikat Island, where the Satish Dhawan Space Complex is located, and India makes all its major rocket launches of the GSLV and PSLV rockets. We then overflew the city of Chennai before coming into land on runway 07 from a northwesterly direction. These views gave quite a perspective of the size of southern India's largest metropolitan area. Whoops! And I forgot to record the actual landing. But it was a good enough flight. The crew were friendly but not overly proactive. Air India has improved and come a long way since the Tata merger. The catering was far superior to what you get on Vistara, in my opinion. But Air India's frequent flyer program is not as good as Vistara's frequent flyer program. So when the Tata Group is merging the two airlines, I believe they can take a little bit of the best of both carriers and combine them. Take the frequent flyer program from Vistara, take the catering ideas, but the interiors of Vistara on their new aircraft. I believe Air India will have streaming in-flight entertainment on their new A320 and A321neo aircraft that will be coming from the middle of this year. In the next 5 years, Indian aviation will all be about the airline on that ATR we parked next to and the airline we were on, Indigo and Air India.